Well,
there is a lot to complain about.
we can talk about it. We can do the show and start.
Yeah.
Oh.
Why waste time?
Still live. Cool. Welcome everyone to Content Penny the Show with Travis and Dylan. I'm Travis.
I'm Dylan.
This podcast takes place at Don's Depot in Austin, Texas. We like to talk about things that happened over the week, pointing at a camera. Gotta remember that. With interesting people. We'd like to talk to the most interesting people we could find. And especially, always happy to have one of our favorites, Adam McWaters.
Scraping the bottom of that barrel.
Oh, it's a very lovely barrel, sir.
Well, Gustavo couldn't stay.
Yeah. Actually, we should have just had him on, huh?
Yeah. Probably could have convinced him. So shout out Gustavo.
Yeah.
What's up, baby? Anyway, thank you for having me back.
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
very happy to be here.
Absolutely. Anything? What's happened to you over the week? Anything interesting?
No.
No.
My second child, my final child, was birthed 3 days ago.
Yep.
So that's happening again.
Yeah. These guys settled on a name. It looks like.
We did.
Yep.
His name is Lorne.
Lorne Martin.
Lorne Martin.
Oh, so not naming after a Game of Thrones character.
Correct.
Thank goodness.
Why the fuck would I do that, Dylan? Like,
Just saying that some people have been reporting some mistakes they made 8 years ago.
yeah. Well,
Yes.
I wonder.
And we'll talk about that later in the show.
And I'm wondering if season 8 is to curb that. You know, so there's less Daenerys's.
I should share that too. There's this great clip from George reading in Arithmetic, Martin.
Yeah.
Talking about how in that 3-minute thing, the 3 minutes of actors
disappointment.
being upset, where he's essentially saying like, I get letters from people all the time saying that you're naming your kid Khaleesi or Daenerys, and I'm like, like, you don't know how it ends, but I do.
Right. And even right, regardless of how it ends, it's still like it's well known enough now that they're going to know exactly what type of person you are.
Yeah.
And that is an idiot.
Yeah, that's an idiot.
You're a fucking idiot.
So where'd you guys come up with why Lorne and Martin, and why in that order?
Well, it's really boring.
Your baby's so boring that it had to have a name.
Right now, I mean, every fucking brand newborn. So
He's just a
boring.
huge Lauren Green fan. You know, Star of Bonanza and Battlestar Galactica.
Or Lorne Michaels, and I know you love SNL.
Well,
Yeah.
I like the name because
This is the only
that name.
3 Lornes now.
Okay, so here's
And
the
two that
story,
are
and this
Canadian.
is-
So
Yep.
This is super lame to say on the show. Lorne is close to Lauren, which was my mom's favorite name.
Okay.
And then she was going to name me were I a girl.
Roger.
all right, that makes sense. That's a good.
And
name.
those
That's
are
not lame.
related.
That's lovely.
Martin is after Marissa's mom, Martha, who we call Marty, and then Brill, because it's Jesse's kid, so any Jesse kid keeps the Brill name to keep the Brills alive.
Sure.
Hey, you're welcome. So
She has a very small family, so yeah.
Oh, so tiny. Just 150 or so related people who are all in Milwaukee.
It also makes sense too because you already have McWaters. So.
I did
yeah.
that. That's already taken care of. You're welcome, Dad. But I liked that name set because it kind of honored the 3 families that we have kind of constantly going on.
Yeah.
Because Marissa's still a huge part, and they're all, it's very close. So
Yeah.
all 3 families represent.
Nice.
Hopefully, it doesn't turn out to be a cunt.
No, sure. Yeah. You'll find out in a couple days.
Yeah.
No, months. A couple days is going to be exactly what he is now.
Oh, I'll find out in a couple days.
Oh, yeah, probably.
I'm getting my psychic certification, so.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
Finally.
I'll come. I have to wait a couple weeks, right? I can't come over to the house.
Yeah, you do.
Because the problem when you get your
But when you have your psychic certification, you don't need to go anywhere. You can just ask.
yes,
Yeah.
but the problem is I also get meningitis as part of the ritual. Like the initiation is to start off with meningitis, and
Yeah.
I don't know why it's so old.
I don't-
these old slogans.
I don't
Yeah.
practice Wicca. I'm sorry.
Right, sure.
Yeah. I don't know these weird
Oh,
cult rules of yours.
I don't think this is older. I don't think the Wiccans get meningitis anymore. Or
Yeah.
they all get it and they keep it. I can't remember.
Yeah, it's these new Wiccans, man.
Well, let's just ask Stevie Nicks. She'll know.
WiccLennials or whatever. You know?
WiccLennials.
They're ruining the Wiccan economy. Yeah.
But anyway, that's the news.
The Wick economy. It should be just like
The Wicconomy.
yeah, the economy. Yeah.
Ooh.
Witchery, but there's no e in it. Witchery.
Yeah.
Or no, WHICH tree. It's an app.
Yeah.
Yeah.
WYTHRY.
Yeah.
Witchery.
That's just a license plate at this point.
Or an app.
Or an app, yeah.
Well, if
it's kind of the same.
It tracks
man,
it.
actually, there's a cross section of possible like fandoms, depending upon how you spell that.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
But
Well,
as far as the
to having a baby.
Yeah.
thanks.
To little Lorne.
Congrats to Lauren Martin. I was actually going to ask if I can call him Marty. I didn't know if that'd be offensive or not.
I don't give a shit. I call him newbie.
Well, I'm not asking you. I'm asking through you.
Sure.
If you want to be upset about it. Like, Andrea doesn't like Andy. She hates it. If anyone tries to call her Andy. Hates it. She's like,
that's so cute,
my name is
though.
Andy. I know, it's fucking adorable. Never get to use it.
I'm also a sucker for ladies with boy names.
Oh, absolutely.
I think it's fucking adorable.
Yeah.
I love it.
Michael.
Jeff. Yeah.
Well, congrats on that.
Thanks.
Probably never want to talk about it again. I get it.
It's no point. It's just a constant thing. I will leave here and go right back to the thick of it.
Yeah.
So the next time
Super
we'll hear
fun.
about the kid is when he can either talk or play video games.
Right.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when you will be involved next.
Yeah.
Yeah. When Isaac's on the show, we'll find out more about your other kid, Marty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's real excited.
If you're watching this at any point, if you like this, you want to know more about it, we actually just met a person who was randomly listening to an episode of Content Pending. It was really neat. And he
You could be him too.
he walked up and asked us if we were content pending. I mean, there's microphones and shit, so and
Yeah,
that was an
obviously,
educated guess.
yeah.
But he said he's just listening to an episode, a Devin Walker episode from he was listening to an episode and he was like, "Oh
Devin
crap!" Like I just heard about Don's Depot through your episode and decided to stop over instead of going to Me and I Cat, which is always badass.
And right across the street. So
But I gave him the
not too much of a out of the way.
well, no, sure, but like choosing between the two, like you get stuck at either one, like essentially, you're not hopping around this neighborhood. But he said something that, aside from the fact that he figured it out and was able to come to Don's, which means more money in Don's pocket, which is awesome. That I gave him the phone number and ways to contact, and so I feel like I should go ahead and say, if you have any questions or if you want to say anything to us at any time, text or voicemail 802-359-7468. We'll probably also do some live versions of the shows we're doing right now in the future. So if you see that, you can go pop in right and just do some comments and things.
You could. We are mad bored.
Yeah. And eventually that 802-359 number will be part of a live thing, but it's also frustrating because I can't get to work with Google Voice. Or excuse me, I can't get it to work with Google Fi. Like if I log into Google Voice to do anything, like I can't get direct calls to my phone anymore because my Google Fi connection is attached to a different phone number. It's because like when you sign up for Google Fi, they say, "Hey, do you want to keep your Google Voice number?" Like I'm like, "Yes." Oh, well, if you do, you have to change it to a different account because we just slurp those up. Like,
Well, the trade-off is you have a $12 a month phone bill.
yeah,
so,
exactly. Yeah.
pick and choose.
Oh, yeah, pick and choose. Yeah.
Pick your battles.
Yeah. There are going to be some compromises for that. Yeah.
Well, and it's funny too because I just set it up on Hangouts. You want to fucking call us? Well, we can definitely call people out, which is so much fun. But whatever, we'll do that eventually.
Next time.
We should call a
next time.
pizza place.
Not Lucky's.
No, not them.
Yeah, poor Luckies.
Because they're dust.
Yeah. So anything talk about
So
this
Gustavo,
week? Yeah, Gustavo. Yeah, badass. Yeah.
Awesome.
If you're listening to this episode, please shout out and share that number and share the show with other people because we like it when people enjoy what we're doing. Or tell us what you didn't like.
Tell your friend, hey, come be on the show.
Come be on the show, yeah.
especially like it when we learn what you don't enjoy.
Yeah. So we can either fix it or hate you.
Yeah. Or tell you to go fuck yourself.
This week we'll probably talk about all the interesting things that have happened. I'm sure at some point we probably want to talk about Alabama and Georgia, whatever's going on over there. Before that, we probably want to talk about Game of Thrones. We have the last episode coming up, of course. So we have the episode that we talked about last, and all of the things with that. I'm not really excited about tomorrow, but whatever. And we can also talk about anything you guys want to talk about. You, Dylan, Adam, whatever you like, what you don't like, or whatever. So anything that's been on your notable mind.
What really grinds your gears?
Yeah.
though?
I saw one of the worst, not worst, that's the wrong word, sloppiest, I would say worst edited movies I think I've ever seen in my life recently.
Yeah.
The Predator, the remake.
Oh, really?
The Shane Black movie. You know, Shane Black.
Yeah, that thing had.
He wrote the damn Predator. You know, in the '80s. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang is one of my favorite movies. It's so tight. He directed it. It's great. But the Predator is like the messiest, worst edited film I think I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah, that's
disturbingly bad to watch. Like how they just jump from place to place and cut scene to scene, and it's amazingly bad.
Can you imagine the possibility that what you saw in The Predator, the horrible editing, all the terrible thing, was what he wanted for the original one?
I can't believe that. I can't believe that because
there were reshoots.
That's where his heart was.
Because the Nice Guys was pretty decent. The Russell Crowe. What's the nice guy? The La La Land guy. Whatever that guy. You know who I'm talking about.
Right.
Gosling. That was pretty good. And Kiss Kiss Bang Bang is freaking amazing. That's one of those movies where he wrote, directed, and he had the whole everything. He owned the whole movie. So I know he's capable. He wrote, Lethal Weapon like 1 through 2 or something, and his skills are solid. This is an anomaly in his career, and it's blatantly, horribly, wrong. So there's that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's always that.
Yeah. So The Predator.
Well, I'm sorry.
I recommend people watch it because it really is that bad that I want more exposure on shit.
I want everyone to feel like me.
No, it's not that. It's much deeper than that. It's my caring of movie and cinema in general.
Yeah.
And I agree that there probably was a lot of studio involvement in some weird shit. Like, we want this to be a bang bang shooting aliens.
Wait. I can't recall. Do you know if Sony's name was attached to that?
I don't believe it was. No, I don't think so.
Because that would explain everything.
Yeah.
'Cause they fucked everything up.
No, you can tell the studio influence, and you can tell that someone tried to package it as a different style of movie, and you can see that there's things that are fighting against itself in the movie.
It's the first movie with four directors.
There were a lot of reshoots apparently too, and it sucks a Shane Black thing could be that screwed up, but hopefully it's not his fault. Who knows? Yeah.
But my bigger point is I want people to see that movies don't have to be that bad,
right?
And to go watch it, and then do whatever due diligence they need to do for the next time they see a property they were interested in, and make better choices so that eventually, hopefully, studios will stop fucking with things all the time and go, well, what the audience really wants is blood everywhere and PG-13. Like,
we had a test screening with my
fucking
grandmother.
You fucking utopians.
Right.
And your visions of the future.
If you say you like it, I'll give you pizza.
My vision is make a movie that has a story.
Right.
It can be bad. it can be poorly acted.
Yeah.
But don't make it by committee, for one.
Yeah, definitely don't do that.
And don't fall into the trap. And this kind of spins into the stuff we talked about in the past couple of episodes. The Ryan Johnsons is and Game of Thrones is and whatever. And the absolute dedication to, we think the audience wants this.
Oh, is that what you're saying?
Without any actual respect for what they're trying to accomplish as a storytelling entity.
Right.
No, the audience wants this. We know better than that. We know better.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And this movie reeked so hard of, oh no, we think that kids want to see this kind of movie. Like, no, not at all. It was terrible.
Well,
Anyway.
maybe, depending upon the age of said kids, like,
No, it's
those
bad.
motherfuckers like anything stupid. Like,
No, really, it's abysmal. It's absolutely abysmal.
Like worse than Suicide Squad?
It's in the same ballpark.
Okay.
Yeah, without the soundtrack.
Oh, we'll see. That's
it's really hard to get worse than Suicide Squad.
yeah. I mean, obviously, unless you're trying to do it on purpose, which I guess was the original idea. You know,
how about this?
Like Shane Black must be really pissed at movie.
How about this? Just kind of wet your palate. There's a alien. I'm sorry. There's a predator.
Okay.
Then there's a
Got it.
other bigger predator who comes down to hunt the first predator.
Okay. An apex predator.
Second predator brings 2 predator dogs with him. Both
Because they have dogs now.
with dreadlocks. With dreadlocks.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, well.
One of the dogs gets killed. The other dog gets shot in the head but doesn't die because the person who shoots him was a bad shot. Then that dog plays fetch a couple times and becomes friends with one of the heroes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, wasn't that the plot of Predator 2?
No.
Didn't Danny Glover basically play fetch with that one guy and
I don't even.
and they accepted him? Like he beat one, right? He beat one in a fight, and they're like, yeah, you're fine, get out.
Like a duel with a pirate pistol, right?
Yeah.
The flintlock.
Which, I mean, I like Danny Glover and all, but I just don't see that happening.
I just feel like the entire Predator race just has so much hubris, you know?
That's supposedly the whole
Their whole
like,
thing,
mythos.
yeah.
Is like that hunt. Like
Oh no, they made this one about global warming.
Oh, of course they fucking did.
Yeah. They shoved that in there too.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
Thank
so that
you.
got me this week.
Sure.
It was striking. Just I watch a lot of crap. I watch almost anything really, and I'll like things surprisingly, or I'll see things in movies that like. While everyone's hate Gaming of Thrones right now,
Ring of Thrones.
Yeah.
you can't deny how beautifully filmed and edited this last episode was. And like there's actually a documentary that aired on the HBO Goes or whatever afterwards. That's more interesting than the actual show was. It shows how they built and designed stuff and did a lot of practical set design and like the largest number of people ever on fire in one scene ever filmed on.
Yeah.
So like that stuff. So I watch anything. This jarringly shocked me. It's like that's that bad.
That's how you fuck it up. Yeah. Well, that's fun.
Yeah. So The Predator.
Sure.
Now on HBO.
Yeah.
Some movies I watched recently was Isn't It Romantic with Rebel Wilson?
Oh.
And that was a delightful fucking cute ass movie.
Really?
Honestly. Yeah. I mean, I like her. I've never seen her in anything else except for like maybe Bachelorettes or something, you know, like kind of on the side. I mean, like, she seemed funny. She's like, I know she's in all the Pitch Perfect, so whatever, and she's in some other shit. But like, so Isn't It Romantic is it's a parody of romantic comedies, but not another teen movie kind of style. None of that boring shit. It's essentially the main character is kind of, she's disillusioned with love and she thinks it's boring, and she has his best friend and Adam Devine or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
He's like who's super super sweet on her or whatever, and like, but she just doesn't know any shit. Didn't care. Hey Smith, what's going on? Fucking stranger. And then she gets knocked on the head and she wakes up in a romantic comedy, and it's like Groundhog's Day-ish or
I remember hearing about
something
that.
along those lines. And so she just wakes up, and it's in New York, and everything's super clean, and there's no other stores. There's
not
like
New York.
Definitely
there's no
a dream.
bodegas. It's just cupcake stores and bridal shops, and everyone's beautiful, and she is beautiful even though she's like very overweight, and like so she's and she's miserable. She hates everything about. She thinks it's fucking fake and dumb and stupid, and this super hot guy. And there's even this great scene where she's like, all right, well, I'm gonna fuck this hot guy, and then he goes. They go to kiss, and then she wakes up the next morning, and she's like, oh. Shit, I'm in a PG-13 romantic comedy. Like, she can never actually enjoy this.
All right, that's
like, there's even a scene where one hot guy is talking to her, and behind him, and it's just a throwaway joke, behind him is a two street signs, and one of them you can read says, it has an arrow and an engagement ring, and it says, all engagements should be on the left side of the street. And they don't point at it. It's just like, you're just talking. Like, everything. I know, it's fucking super.
That kind of stuff gets me.
It's charming, honestly. And again, everything's super clean, and she's like, what the fuck? She goes to her apartment. She's like, this is not my apartment. She actually opened the door to her apartment, the same number, and she walked in and said, oh, I'm so sorry, and closed the door. And then, of course, she walks back, and it's like a 4,000 square foot thing that she can afford because she's the head architect and all this other shit. Like,
it's like the friend's apartment.
Yeah.
Right.
And it shows her real apartment was basically like a fucking, like, very tiny efficiency that she sleeps with. She has a dog that sucks, and, like, everything about it. Like, it's really fucking cute. And so, but she has to figure out how to get out of it by, like, being a better person. And it's really fucking cute. I recommend that. And then I also watched Drunk Parents, and I don't recommend that. That's Alec Baldwin and what's her face, Salma Hayek.
Yeah.
And don't watch that. That was a Showtime original.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, DirecTV original. Excuse me.
Even better.
Ouch.
Ouch. Yeah.
Even better. I'll watch it the minute I get home.
Yeah.
What was the Rebel Wilson one called again?
Isn't It Romantic?
Okay.
Yeah. Worth a check out for sure. I think it's on HBO.
All right.
Oh, we ran long. Let's take a break. We'll come back after this. Bye-bye.
Yay.
I'm going to do so the character's from Kentucky, but I'm going to do a Virginia accent just to keep things fresh.
Welcome back to the show, everybody.
Hey.
Segment 2. We're still live. You can still text or call 802-359-7463 anytime you like. You don't have to. I don't care. So last night we were finishing up a concept of movies and things. Yeah. Adam, did you see something recently that... Because we talked about in-game.
Well, yeah, the last movie that I've seen recently is Endgame.
Even at home or like... how about a new TV show you started checking out or anything like that?
Nothing new on that front, but I will say that Brooklyn Nine-Nine is still some of the greatest television out there right now.
I told you.
Yeah, it is.
Fucking amazing.
I told you.
Consistently fucking
amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Even when they try to get heavy-handed with a couple of thoughts, even those heavy-handed thoughts are still like solid fucking thoughts and delivered fucking really well.
Are you guys current on...
I don't remember what the last one was. I think I've seen everything that I've seen on my Hulu.
Well, there's a joke where they move the podium.
Half an inch.
Oh, no, I missed that.
No, that was the last.
That was the last one. Okay, so behind.
Yeah, but I had not spoiled this. It's not a spoiler.
It's fucking funny.
It's amazing.
how a simple.
Are they pranking Holt?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's great.
How a simple concept like that,
But
how they pulled it off, was stunning.
That reminds me of. Do you guys remember the Nickelodeon show Pete and Pete? I'm pretty sure I've
Of
talked.
course, yeah.
I'm pretty sure we talked about the show. We definitely talked about the show with Adam, Nickelodeon Adam.
Sweeney.
Yeah. And I know that I talked about this one particular thing from Pete and Pete. It was one of my favorite things. There's a character on the show, for anyone who doesn't remember Pete and Pete, Artie, the strongest man in the world. And he just looks like a guy. But that whole universe is just fucking super bizarre anyway. There were neighbors who were having prank wars. And so they were doing things back and forth at each other. And one of the Petes decided to get Artie to... the idea was to push the other neighbor's house into the desert somewhere or something. But he couldn't get it out of the foundation, so he pushed it literally just 1 inch. And then the next scene is the neighbor coming home with his keys, and he can't get it in the hole because it's an inch over, and he goes, "No!" And that show was just so charming. You could do something that ridiculous and say, and remember it forever. Like, just an inch and a half? Man, that's great.
Yeah.
Especially for a person like Holt, who's going to lose his fucking mind over that.
Go watch it.
really
It sounds
good.
wonderful, yeah.
And of course, in classic,
And it's up on Hulu because I watched it today.
Yeah, in classic Brooklyn Nine-Nine fashion, that's not even a key thing. That's just a thing they did.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
it's
yeah.
just
It's probably
right,
cold
right
open,
at the
yeah.
beginning of the episode.
Yeah, it is the cold open. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Also, speaking of brilliant things, I guess the second season of Tick is not going. A third season of Tick's not going to happen.
That
What?
sucks.
Yeah, it was not going to be renewed or it's canceled or whatever you call streaming stuff.
I had not seen that.
But there's a third season of something that I didn't think was going to come back that was released. I'll look into that. I can't remember.
Also,
Yeah.
rip Santa Clarita Diet. God damn it.
Oh yeah, what a bummer.
Super
Yeah.
bummer.
Yeah. What a great show.
I did like what you found on Oliphant's response. It's like, whether they choose to record it or not, I'm
going to keep
go
filming
and do
episodes.
scenes.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because if you don't know much about that dude, if John Bautista had said that, like for Guardians 3, like, no, I'm going to show up. I'm just going to go over to fucking
You mean Dave Bautista.
Dave Bautista. Thank you. I'm just going to go over and me and all the characters are just going to film a movie. And if you see it or not, who gives a shit? Like you'd say, oh, he's taking a stand. No, that's not what
Timothy Oliphant.
That's what
yeah.
Timothy Oliphant, the most handsome man in the world. He's just high all the time.
Yeah.
I think he's literally just like, well, I don't know if it's canceled or not. Like,
Yeah.
until they close the doors on me.
What I love most about that, like, because the first time the world was really introduced to him,
Yeah.
was HBO show
Deadwood.
Deadwood. Yes, and then he did Justified, which is another great show. If you
Justified's
haven't watched
amazing.
Justified, but he just played the character from Deadwood, just modern day.
Mm-hmm.
And then and then the third thing I saw of him was this, and he's doing a comedy thing, and he's fucking great at it.
Yeah, he's fucking great at it. God, the first time I ever saw him was in the Office.
Oh yeah, he was in The Office.
Yeah,
for a
like
while.
2 episodes or something like that.
Yeah.
Like he was great at that. And then like I fucking fall in love with that character. The character on Santa Clarita, fucking so fucking good.
Perfect.
Yeah. Especially because the one my favorite running gag in that show is that they can never remember what their fucking names are supposed to be.
Yeah.
Or like they'll just like break the whole thing immediately down when someone's like, "Oh, well, I'm Tom," and whatever. He's like, "No, that was us this morning." Like he gets so defeated by just the one mistake that he's like, "All right, well, anyway, my real name's this. We're real estate agents. She's a zombie." You know, like
Yeah.
just go straight into
Right.
it, whatever.
They just give it all.
Yeah.
Could have led with that, but no.
Yeah.
I think I've said it before, but if I haven't, or if I need to remind anyone who's paying attention, if you love the Oliphant, just go watch any interviews he does with Conan O'Brien.
Oh yeah.
Because apparently, well, he and Conan are like best friends for like 20-something years.
Really?
Yeah, and he's
that's wholesome.
completely hysterical, and like he knows how to push every button Conan has, and he will just, and he's actually a comedic genius in that context. Like he'll go on a show like talk shows, whatever, and he like there's one I was watching the other day. He's like pumping up the crowd. Like, I gotta say, Conan, of all late night talk shows on this network at this hour, you're the best.
Sure, cute.
But it's like these little jabs. Like he did one episode where he like came out just wearing shorts and flip flops and goes, "I wasn't told to wear a suit." Like, what?
I was just told to be here.
So he treats Conan like Paul Rudd treats Conan.
Yeah, I was going to ask you. That's Paul Rudd who always does the
very similar. Yeah, very similar. But with
and I think Conan really honestly gets mad at him, and I feel like the show also honestly gets mad at him for it.
Well, they stopped doing it.
Yeah.
After like 12 years,
I'm sure all
they stopped inviting him on.
Well, after the Marvel stuff, probably when Marvel/Disney was like, no, you actually have to plug the thing.
Yeah.
You can't just keep playing fucking Mac and me, or you're not Ant-Man anymore. That fucking dumb.
Do you want the check or don't you?
Right.
How many kids you have?
I love Timothy Oliphant so much. Because when you see him having regular conversation, it looks like he's straining to remember to be conscious, you know? He's trying to maintain not just falling asleep from whatever fucking reason.
It depends on...
Consciousness, excuse me.
It depends on what he's doing and where he's doing it. He is high all the time. That is true.
He sure is.
He is high all the time.
He's got that smile like can you believe this motherfucker's mouth is moving?
But like in certain times, he's like perfectly on point. And like on Conan, he just is... I'm high. I'm making shit up now.
Yeah.
Well, he did one thing. He was talking about how he was coming back from season 3 to 4. Like, this year, Conan, I'm going to do so the character's from Kentucky, but I'm going to do a Virginia accent just to keep things fresh. Then next year I'm going to do a lisp. What? He's completely Raylan Givens with a lisp. And Conan's like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
What are you doing?
And you can actually tell like Conan's going, "What are you doing? You're here. I'm here.
What are you doing to my show?"
And Oliphant just
my kids will starve if you keep this up.
Oliphant just owns him and goes, "No, Conan, it's my time now. Let me talk." With that big high grin, like, I got this covered.
Just enjoying breathing.
National treasure.
He is.
He's a
the
national
best.
treasure.
I love him. Friend of the show.
Yes, invited anytime.
Oh yeah.
Anytime he actually listens to the show. Yeah, no, that is a bummer about that show. We can cancel.
It's super bummer. 'Cause, I mean,
it shouldn't have been. Disney doesn't own that.
Yeah, right.
Right. What are they doing?
Like will it be on Disney Plus in November? Which apparently will be a really good deal.
Maybe
it looks like a really good deal.
Again. Maybe it'll get picked up again somewhere else. That'd be cool.
The Disney Plus acquisition of all the Marvel stuff, adding that to that.
And all the Fox stuff.
Patton Oswalt is doing an animated series about MODOK.
MODOK?
MODOK? Yeah. Where he plays MODOK, which is pretty fucking fascinating to me. Like, he was on Jimmy Kimmel and he was talking about this.
I would have to watch it.
I absolutely have to.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he's like, it's going to be on Disney Plus, which is great, exclusive to that series or whatever. He said he kept trying to, he just wanted to do a voice because he's like, look at this fucking, look at MODOK. You can see fucking MODOK, kind of looks like me if you squish my head and I'm really upset. Yeah. So I don't want it to sound like me. I want it to be a different voice. And they're like, nah, just be Patton. He's like, damn it. Same thing with Ryan Reynolds and Pikachu and Detective Pikachu. He wanted to do something kind of like a gritty noir voice or whatever. They're like, no, just Ryan Reynolds, man. Don't waste our time.
Oh, in a weird way, that could just be Deadpool doing that character.
I mean, it basically is just Deadpool.
Yeah.
I mean, Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
That was the only reason Blade Trinity was created, was so
we can have
Ryan Reynolds
Deadpool.
could be Deadpool someday.
You know what? I believe that.
It's basically true. I'm essentially true.
It is the best of the Blade movies. Actually, the first one's pretty good.
No, the first one's the best one. What are you talking about?
Well, because the third one is Ryan Reynolds just doing Deadpool.
Well, that's the only good thing about it.
For Deadpool.
There's two good characters in Blade Trinity, and it was Ryan Reynolds and it was the iPod. That's it.
No, Parker Posey was really
Parker
good.
Posey was fine, But then they decided that their idea of Dracula was going to be some fucking Ed Hardy motherfucker who looks like, we all know.
Break guy.
I know, it's a prison break guy. He was hot shit at that time, but also he looks fucking super stupid. He looks like some dummy Chad motherfucker who's like,
Not a Chad.
right. It's like we already know that his sexual conquests are already kind of problematic in general, but like,
Hey, no, he's just English.
no, Dracula.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah, mind control and that shit.
He's Romanian.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Well, we're thinking about the other guy.
The actor.
Yeah. The actor, too. Yeah.
Yes, all Romanians must be played by British people.
It is law.
Or people that can convincingly pass as British.
Christopher Lee.
What can't he do?
And done.
Yeah.
Gary Oldman.
What do you guys think about the Watchmen television series or the HBO series? Let's take a break and let's watch the video. I don't know if you've seen the trailer or not.
I have. I'm curious, but yeah, let's break and we'll do a thing.
Let's come back. Bye-bye. That seems lazy to me, but whatever. I'll watch it. Maybe I'm misunderstanding. Welcome back to the show, everybody.
Hi.
This is segment 3-ish, whatever. Still kind of doing the content pinning thing.
Game of Thrones time yet?
Game of Thrones time, I guess. Yeah.
We can have Game of Thrones time.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll allow it.
So we had the last episode was called The Bells, right? If you're not watching Game of Thrones, you probably don't care about this segment in the first place, and I don't know if I should give you a rundown of what happened, because otherwise...
Well, also, we don't want to talk to you because, you're one of those.
You're one of those people. If you're proud of it...
I don't watch
fuck right
Game of Thrones. Look how interesting I am.
Right.
Go fuck yourself.
I don't have a TV.
Right. I cut the cord and then I just threw the TV in the fucking ocean. Also, I live right by the ocean because I
Yeah.
have billions of dollars.
Oh, so hipster.
We'll say 20 years from now.
I sell aioli.
Yeah. I sell aioli, and my husband is a pet wrestler.
Yeah. He sharpens colored pencils.
Our budget for the house is $6 million.
Yeah.
House Hunters, Austin. Fucking fuck. Hey guys.
So Game of Thrones.
Yeah, Game of Thrones. Yeah. So obviously this is the ramp up to the very last episode of Game of Thrones, the very last episode of the series, and it just feels like such a ramp up.
It feels like they gave up. I think they kicked George Railroad Martin out.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I don't think he's written a single bit of this shit.
No, he is not.
He did tell them how it should end,
And
but
then just let him run with it because, my
Right.
God, they're just pulling the plug, aren't they?
right.
There's no heart. There's no
Right.
anything. It's just garbage.
It's just garbage. Yeah. Although, and I hate to say this, and I don't want to sound like I'm being contrarian, this was probably my favorite episode of the season so far.
It was the best episode of the
I think it was the best episode. The characters made a little bit more sense than they did. I just feel like there's like
did they? Because factor in Jamie to that.
I know, but
all of a sudden,
Jamie
he doesn't
getting
make any sense,
Jamie
does
getting
he?
caught off camera made little sense. I think they just like essentially, it just felt like more like the books, where the characters are doing dumb shit based on emotions and getting caught and paying these huge prices for it. And I feel like the rest of the series, or rest of the season at least, season 8 has just been like, oh well, we're just gonna do this. Oh, we're gonna kill the Night King in fucking one episode. Oh, we're gonna do this.
Now,
Like-
that being said, the whole Night King arc got wrapped up way too quick.
way too quick.
Way
Yeah.
too quick. However,
Way too quick.
However, that was my favorite character's shining moment.
Oh, absolutely.
And
All right. Yeah.
And
as
also
an-
bullshit
as a-
that she killed him.
I don't think it's bullshit. I think it's wonderful.
It's wonderful, but I think it's bullshit. Like I agree. I think
He was clearly incredibly easy to kill. Like, really.
Right.
Assuming he wasn't, like, raising the dead around you constantly, which was his power. Now, granted, one thing I definitely disagreed
how
with,
the hell did it come back? I don't get it.
like, in that 3-minute bitching video
Yeah.
about, but, like, it was Peter Dinklage talking about you put all the women and children and everybody down
in the
in
spooky crypt with all the dead things.
I know, but those motherfuckers have been dead for so long. There's nothing to resurrect.
That's true, but also
Like, they're dust.
so
man.
okay. So we can talk about the those individual nitpicky things because I think there's a lot of them to cover. But in general, I'll just go back to my point, my statement. I definitely feel like this is the only episode of the last 2 seasons that at all feels like the books, where bad things are happening. Bad things are happening, real bad people, but it's just not as satisfying because the ramp up to this point was not didn't make any sense.
See, I don't know. Like, I disagree. I don't think the books felt anything like this rushed ass, messy bullshit.
I didn't
People did messy
say
things.
I didn't say exact. I just said like more like the books than anything we've seen recently. Like everything's been kind of hunky dory fan fiction
the
shit.
entirety of season 7, yes. Like season 7 was
And 8, yeah.
I mean,
a mess.
that's what it means. Like both 7 and 8, without any of the actual thing, was just like just stuff is happening. They're flying really quick. This is happening. John's not important anymore. All this shit, and then Jamie decides to do a super dumb thing for Cersei, and that makes sense. They're gonna have the Clegane Bowl because, fine. Now, it didn't make sense for Cersei to be able to sneak past them so quickly in the goofy little fucking mode or whatever, but for them to have a fight, and like we said off air, like grabbed them and fell into his biggest fear, and like he wanted to kill them.
What I thought was really funny about that was neither of them were really concerned about Cersei.
Yeah.
Like, the Hound wasn't there to get her, so
That's-
she was
yeah,
like, you know
that's
what?
literally
You know what,
yeah.
guys? I'm just gonna.
Right.
Okay. See
Yeah.
ya.
Oh, you don't need me? I'll be over here.
Yeah. I'll just. I'm just gonna.
She did a full Woody Allen.
Yeah.
I'll be here.
I'm just gonna.
Ignore me.
Oh, you guys seem busy.
Yeah. I'm just gonna scoot past you here. Hey, nice to see you again. See you
I think,
later.
I think
I
there's
thought that was
some
pretty
cocktails
funny.
over there. I'm gonna have.
It was funny. It was unintentionally funny.
Yeah. That particular part, but it's just I don't
Like
know.
I said, I'd say this. Like I fully expected by the time that Cersei got to the map room and Jamie walked up, I fully expected that Arya to pull off the fucking mask and stab Cersei.
Well, that would have been nice.
That would have been.
It would have been nice because it would have followed the list, but I don't think George Martin would have fucking written it that way.
No,
No, he wouldn't have.
Just like some people were saying, oh, I really want Sansa to kill Cersei. It's like, well, how the fuck is
How
that
the
gonna,
fuck is she gonna do?
how's
She's
that gonna do it?
back
Yeah.
There's a lot.
It would
of
be the
distance.
most poetic. It'd be really poetic if Cersei died from poison. It'd be poetic for all these things, but I don't think Martin would write any of that shit.
No, instead she
Not
died
for-
from a castle falling on
Yeah,
her.
yeah. From being in love.
I found one YouTube channel that actually had one of the best arguments about why things have been so crappy in the past couple of years in Game of Thrones. And it really is, it's the separation from the books to the TV series and that thing. And the argument was, it is Reed and Wright and Martin's fault to a degree because... and also the Dumb and Dumber, as they were calling Dave and
Sure.
Benioff,
Yeah.
Dave and Dan, Dumb and Dumbers. It's twofold. So one thing, the reason the first couple of seasons were so good, obviously the source material was so good.
It was already there.
It was easy to
Yeah.
transport.
But here's where Martin has a fault in that he developed an entire universe. This is the argument that was made by this one YouTube person.
Right.
He developed a world where story was completely irrelevant. It was just, I'm going to write about characters for 20 years.
Yeah.
And thousands of pages.
Yeah.
And eventually, maybe I'll figure out how to end this thing. I don't know.
Right.
And to that point, that's correct.
Yeah.
Because the books aren't even anywhere close to the end of the story. So
theoretically,
but the point, the counterpoint to that is that the show was forced to go beyond that material because of production reasons and HBO reasons, or whatever.
right.
And so there's the added weight of, well, we need to keep making this cash cow give us money, and also the fact that the overall large story had a long time to develop character, which is why the first part was so good.
Right.
And where we're at now in the grand scheme of things is that it's collapsing under its own weight of you have all these fantastical characters that we love and have been with for years, but we could take 1,400 pages to talk about, making bread, and we could talk about
Sure.
crazy. We didn't have to get them all together for the big climax. So the story itself is collapsing upon its own weight. I mean, you had these great characters that now all have to do something, but George Martin never really intended on where that was going to go in that grand scheme of things. So
But
there is kind of a fault in his storytelling because he didn't have a real
it's not a complete
map.
It's not a complete
Yeah.
story yet.
But that's compounded then by
Right. That
Dan
makes,
and Dave just kind of going, well, magic now, and
Right.
people like having dragons and Danny on screen all day long, so
Well,
fuck it.
I mean, D&D also literally said that that John had been hyped up to be this really important character, but they didn't feel that made sense.
Yeah.
And then that was I saw that it was sandwiched right between George Martin quotes, and one of the quotes was he's talking about if you're writing something if you're writing a book and people can see this book, and the whole time it's the butler who did it. The butler's doing it.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, I saw that, yeah. And so essentially, but if you find out people already figured that out and you change it to the chambermaid, well, you're fucking up all your foreshadowing for the entire series.
There's also that, yeah.
So and that shot was great too, because it's just the picture of John being brought back from the dead, specifically,
Yeah.
and forgetting that he was warged into fucking Ghost at that time, so he wouldn't die.
Was he?
Yeah, I mean, that's
in the show,
in the books.
Yeah.
I don't even know if
Yeah.
they talk about it in the show or not, but
they don't.
But that's the trajectory they should have gone. Is that's kind of important, because that's why he should have said goodbye to Ghost before Ghost went off with the fucking wildlings.
Yeah.
But they just didn't think
Have
of
you
that.
been watching liberal rednecks Game of Thrones coverage? Well, that guy's fucking amazing.
He is fucking amazing.
But he does it one after every episode and does his take on what happens. Just it's like a review of it.
Yeah.
It's fucking magic.
Okay.
And totally worth a watch.
Yep. But yeah. Yeah.
No, the point I was making, it was the one argument that I saw that was not just saying, this sucks. It actually made a decent, rational argument about how the overarching story is collapsing upon its own weight because it didn't have a planned end. So
I'll watch that if you send it to me, but
I'll have to dig it up.
I can't help but completely disagree with it.
I don't think I'm paraphrasing it to its justice, but
well,
I will. I'll post some links and do it.
The underlying concept doesn't make any sense to me, because he did have a map, and
not a complete map.
not a complete map for sure, but that's just what happens when they didn't talk to the guy who had the ideas the
Right.
first.
Well, no, that's why.
I think his influence left after he said, "This is who wins." Essentially, here's my intention was for this person to win.
Yeah, no.
or
The
whatever.
second part of
What I'm
that
saying
is
is like if we were ghostwriting,
Dumb and Dumber did screw this up, but they did.
yeah. And I don't want to take the I feel like there's 2 more books, and they had to write content for 2 more books worth of material without knowing what those books are worth.
Yeah, which is also
And-
that's like 7 more seasons.
And to kind of point at George Martin and say, "Well, the story couldn't hand up," is like that seems lazy to me. But whatever, I'll watch it. Maybe I'm misunderstanding. Especially just considering it's a fucking super dense thing, and it is one of the problems. And it says that George Martin's having a hard time trying to figure out where these characters are going to go.
Well, I know,
but it's also the theoretical or the rumor that he's already finished 2 books in the time that
right, but
the HBO show.
He already piped up about that.
What did he
He's
say?
like, I haven't written any of that.
Well, no,
none of that is done.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Part of
Yeah.
the rumor is that he's under contract with HBO to not even pretend that he's done anything, because he put up that 1 page from whatever the next book's supposed
Wins
to be,
a winner. Yeah.
and then he put up that page and then literally nothing else. That doesn't make any fucking sense to me. It does make sense for HBO to be like, don't ruin this until we're finished ruining it.
Let us ruin.
Yeah, let us do it, dude.
Let
Oof.
Disney buy you, heart and soul,
Because
mind and body.
I'm waiting for that Disney to have a Game of Thrones pavilion.
No, this.
There's a dance number with Dothraki and
yeah,
Khaleesi's.
the rape teacups.
Yeah,
The set yourself on fire and kill a bunch of Dothraki. Theme park,
Yeah.
whatever.
Oh my god.
it'll happen. 2025, kids.
It hurts my heart.
Also, I mean, just a lot of the tactics, a lot of the things.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
It's just, it is
There's also that.
mind-numbingly stupid.
It is super stupid. Do you see that? Let's take a break. Let's come back in
And finish this.
and finish this.
Mortal
Take a shot or
Kombat
something.
style.
Maybe we could do like an after hours where we get really, really into it or whatever. But let's do that. No hair. Can't grow anything else.
Just beard.
Yeah. Welcome back. Welcome back to the show, everybody. This is the last segment of the show. We have shots in front of us. Time to toast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have really much else time. I think we've kind of been talking for a while, which is great. It's always great.
Yeah.
Camera. This is probably a bigger crowd than we're used to, too. Anyway, so yeah, let's round this out with, let's go straight, I guess, to just the toast. So what do we want to toast this week? What's something that's notable or happy that we're super proud of?
Welcome to the Thresher, kid.
Congrats, dude.
All right, to baby Adam.
To baby Adam. The best news we've heard all week.
Already shaving.
He is. 3 days old. Magical beard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's gross. I don't want to think about that.
So gross.
So gross.
Isn't
Slipped right out with a full fucking beard. No hair. Can't grow anything else.
Just beard.
Yeah.
Actually, has a lot of hair. It's weird.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't get used to it.
Yeah, that's why. He might take after Jesse's side. I'm not sure.
Anything else we wanted to round up? Like any 2 or 3 minute things we're thinking about that happened this week that we're interested in?
No, I was pretty busy. So
Okay.
I missed everything.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, that's it. Adam, thank you so much for coming and hanging out with
Thank you
us.
for having me. I love you.
You were a pleasure as always. Dylan, thank you for helping me run the show.
Fat Thor. Yeah.
Oh, Fat Thor, yeah.
That's all. That's all I got.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Episode 27, right? Episode 27 of the podcast, this show you're listening to. It's not my favorite of your graphics, but it was way up there.
Yeah.
Because if you listen to last week's episode, you'll hear I called Thor Fat Chad, and it's just a fucking great picture of him just eating food,
Like guac.
It was
Guac,
a
yeah.
bowl of guacamole sitting on his fat ass
on his
beer
big
belly.
fat belly. It's wonderful. I love that shit. So go check that out. Also, and again, Dylan, thanks for helping me run the show.
Yeah.
If you like the show, you want to know more about the show, you can go to contentpending.com. It's www.contentpending.com. It's where we have all the shows that we've done in the past, all the shows we do now, especially Drunkcast Live, as it was in the past, and every episode we do from here on out. You can also go to youtube.com/contentpending, and that's all one word, Content Pending. We can see our live shows. You can see other stuff that we put up, and any podcast episodes as well. You can find us on Facebook at Content Pending, facebook.com/Content Pending, or at CP The Show or Content Pending on Twitter. Instagram is contentpending.com, DOTCOM spelled out. Find out all the episodes that we do, whatever. Please reach out to us, though. If you like anything you've seen or you just want me to, I don't know, shorten this spiel, contact us, 802-359-7468, 802-359-SHOT, phone number where you can text or voicemail, and we will listen to you and respond in kind. And questions. If you like emailing still, questions at contentpending.com. Anything else coming up recently?
I would just be as cool as Gustavo and show up. And
Yeah, just show up and come drink with us. No show next week because I'll be at a wedding in Oklahoma.
It's Memorial Day.
Yeah, it's Memorial Day, so yeah.
Or is it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, next week is, yeah.
Sure. Why not?
Well, sure. I mean, for some people it is. Maybe you'll get a job next week, and you'll have a 3-day weekend right after getting a job. That's pretty cool. Get paid for it, Anyway, I love you, and I'm Travis, and I'll see you guys when we see you. Bye bye.